What's up, y'all? So today I'm going to be taking a look and restoring this pair of 2013 Air Max 180 Concords. As you can see, they need a pretty significant cleaning, repaint, and a bit of reglue as well. I'm starting this process out by disassembling the shoe, taking the laces and the insoles out. This makes the cleaning process easier and it makes sure that all of the shoe gets attention. After this, I'm giving them a quick dry brush, which can help to knock off a lot of the caked on dirt and helps to not scrub it into the fibers once we add water and soap. Next up, I start with a soap and water solution and a soft bristle brush, scrubbing down the entire shoe and getting more soap as needed. I also have a clean water bin to the side, which I use to rinse the shoe out during the cleaning process. This helps to prevent yellow stains once the shoe dries, which are usually caused by dirt that wasn't rinsed out properly. This pair in particular needed multiple rinse sessions with time to dry in between. It can also be helpful to put paper towels, newspaper, or rags inside the shoe to help soak up the dirty water instead of the fibers in the shoe itself. I also made sure to give the insoles and laces some love, scrubbing them down in a freshwater tub with a bit of soap. Here I'm starting to work on the reglue, which always begins with thorough surface prep. I'm using a clay tool to scrape some of the debris out of the sole and some diluted acetone and cotton balls to remove the old glue and prep the surface for bonding. It's important to note that with shoes 10 years and older, usually with a visible air unit, pure acetone will very easily eat into the midsole and create more damage, which is why I diluted it so heavily here. I'm also using a Dremel with a sanding bit to just get any of the leftover glue residue and make sure that the surface is ready for glue. Onto the gluing process, I am using Barge Super Stick in the light blue can, an acid brush for easy application, and I tried to use a nut to help keep the surfaces separate. This didn't work out today, but can sometimes be helpful to keep areas separate to prevent premature bonding. I'm also wearing a respirator and gloves. This is definitely something to be careful when working with, so make sure to have the proper PPE. When gluing, it's important to do thin, even coats. Here, you can see me trying to keep the surfaces separate with the nut, and where I had to reapply when it didn't work out. I wasn't too worried about this pair though, because the sole was hanging off enough that I could leave them to cure without them bonding prematurely. After both surfaces have an even coat of glue, wait 5 minutes with them separated to dry. Now that we've given the shoes some time to dry, the surfaces should be dry to the touch and not tacky. I reactivate the glue with my heat gun, which should be constantly moving and not on one area for too long. This is because using a heat gun can lead to more separation if you're not careful, especially with older sneakers. Now that the glue is reactivated, go around the area and press firmly to bond, giving them 24 hours to cure. Similar to the gluing process, thorough surface prep is key to a good repaint. Here, I'm trying out a handful of clay tools to try scraping the old paint off, which I had some success with as it was pretty flaky, but I ended up using my fingernail and some more of the diluted acetone mixture from earlier. Too much acetone can damage the midsoles, so caution is recommended. Once the old paint is fully stripped, off camera I laid down a base coat of white paint in thin even coats, giving time to dry between each layer. Now that the base layer is painted, I am now repainting the Concord arches with the Angelus Concord paint with thin layers until opaque. Once the painting is complete, it's recommended to add a finisher to protect the paint. This can help to prevent cracking during wear. I use a spray finisher, so I'm taping up the edges that I don't want to get any of the spray on. Now, using a clear matte finisher, I apply thin layers across the midsole and give them time to dry between each layer, repeating this process a few times. Now once all of this is done, they're ready to wear. I lace them back up and throw them on foot. I'm pretty happy with how they came out. Shout out if you made it to the end. If you like this video, please drop a like and subscribe and maybe leave a comment telling me what you liked or didn't like about it. I've wanted to make videos about my restorations for a long time, so any feedback is super welcome. Bonk!